The cell phone of a missing girl from Idaho was found. It was found with her mother. We'll give you the latest update on the case.
And outside another blue, sunny sky day, we will be talking about how many days we'll see in this great range of weather and when the next round of snow and rain comes our way.
And there's a new gathering on the west side that wants to get singles off dating apps and get them meeting, yes, old-fashioned, face-to-face.
KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
And we begin with a developing story here at the noon hour. Police say at least 3 people have been shot at a Walmart. This is in Arkansas, and that includes 2 police officers. It is unknown whether the suspect at this point has been detained. There was also no word on the extent of the victim's injuries. Again, this is at a Walmart in Arkansas. We'll keep you updated on this story right here and also, of course, on KREM.com. Hi, everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Jen York has today off. The case of 2 missing Idaho children is garnering national attention. Police say J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were last seen back in September. Now, authorities did not learn until recently that they were indeed missing.
No comment? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
This is reporters trying to talk to their mother, Lori Vallow, and her new husband, Chad Daybell. They are both considered persons of interest in the case. Police made contact with the couple last month in Hawaii. Vallow recently failed to prove to an Idaho court that her children are indeed alive. Despite the missed deadline and missing children, police have not arrested Vallow. Right now, she could be charged with a misdemeanor, however. Our sister station in Phoenix, Arizona, talked to a former attorney general from Idaho.
Apparently have not made out a criminal case, so there's no ability to either charge anyone in this matter or to extradite them from Hawaii.
Okay, so this has a lot of people wondering what will happen in the search for the kids. The former attorney general says authorities will try and continue to gather more evidence.
There'd be some indication of somebody met with foul play. Perhaps there would be something more with which to charge these people criminally or approach them on a child protection issue.
So again, that part of the case continues. The Rexburg, Idaho Police Department released a statement. This was, however, back in December. It reads in part, Lori knows either the location of the children or what has happened to them. It is astonishing that rather than work with law enforcement to help us locate her own children, Lori Vallow has chosen instead to leave the state with her new husband. Prosecutors say they are at a loss unless they can force Vallow to give them more evidence. We'll keep you updated on new information right here on KREM 2, and you can always find out what's happening on the KREM 2 app. Well, it was a beautiful morning out. Evan is in with us in the Weather Center to let us know what the rest of the day is going to look like. Hi, Evan.
Hi, yeah, good afternoon. We are starting off the noon hour with a continuation of what we saw early this morning, which has been beautiful conditions out there. I mean, it is rare that in the wintertime we see streaks of several days straight of sunny skies. That is, in fact, what we are in the middle of right now. Take a look at satellite radar. Clouds have separated a couple snow flurries off toward the Idaho and Montana border, but for the most part, boy, today is a beautiful day out there. Let's take a look at what we've got over the next 12 hours. You can see those temperatures are going to keep warming up to hopefully about 40, maybe 41 degrees. Otherwise, though, we're still resting in the upper 30s. Going to cool back down to the low 30s overnight and upper 20s, in fact, overnight. Notice that sunset comes at 5:05 p.m., so we have officially passed the 5 o'clock hour, or at least the 4 o'clock hour, and are now into the 5 o'clock hour for that sunset. And pretty soon, we're going to see the sun rise earlier than 7 a.m. So we're slowly seeing that day length increase. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, all 3 days. Dry weather out there, mostly sunny skies. We've got partly cloudy conditions into your Tuesday, mostly cloudy into Wednesday. The next chance for wet weather does not come until Thursday. Laura, I feel like you definitely like hearing about some dry weather, or at least a streak of dry weather.
Well, a little streak is always good, and I haven't seen mostly sunny in a while.
That's right.
We'll take it.
Just for now.
I need a little vitamin D. I am, even for me, I'm a little ghostly, pasty. Okay, pasty. All right, let's talk about more news that's happening. 12:04 right now. 2 lawmakers want to set the minimum wage to wed in Idaho at 16 years old. Idaho currently has no minimum age for marriage. The bill limits marriages of 16 and 17-year-olds to people within 3 years of their age. Lawmakers introduced the bill last year, but it died in the House. Currently, 16 and 17-year-olds can marry in Idaho. However, they have to have parental consent. Younger children need a judge to sign off on the marriage as well. Vape shops in Washington can now sell flavored products once again. Of course, this is following a 4-month ban by the State Board of Health. Shop owners say they struggled to stay afloat during the ban. They say the ban took some of their best-selling flavors off the shelves. Now lawmakers are considering a permanent ban on what's called vape juices. Right now, Senate Bill 6254 proposes allowing the sale of flavored vape products in shops serving customers 21 and older. Flavored vapor products could not be sold in grocery stores or in gas stations. So again, that story continuing. We'll track it. Police have arrested a suspect in connection. This is with a burglary at Anchored and Art Tattoo Gallery. According to Spokane police, the suspect allegedly stole over $8,000 worth of items. This was on Friday. The shop's owner shared footage from his security cameras on social media with the hope of finding out where his missing gear could be. The suspect was caught on Saturday while he was reportedly stealing a bike.
As a small business owner, you go through a lot anyways all the time, so it's just another bump in the road that adds to your resilience and makes you push harder to work.
Police say they were able to return a number of the stolen items back to the tattoo parlor and that they believe insurance will hopefully cover the rest. Millions of dollars in school levies are up for a vote tomorrow in 2 separate districts, and that includes 2 in the East Valley School District. The larger of the 2, the Education Operations Levy, would renew to 4 years and cover everything from extracurricular activities to some updates in technology as well. The Capital Levy would renew for 2 years, covering infrastructure needs like construction plans for 4 new parking lots at elementary schools. We've got detailed descriptions of all the levies up for a vote. You can view them all, read about it on KREM.com. The 2020 presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg officially opened his office in downtown Spokane over the weekend. Bloomberg's campaign officials say they are making sure voters in every corner of Washington state hear why he is, quote, the best candidate to beat Donald Trump in November. Bloomberg also has an office in Seattle. Now, Bloomberg's campaign team has reportedly spent more than $300 million so far in advertising, and that is all across the country. Some Democrats want a different state to get the first event of the election year, but President Trump said in a tweet, Iowa is not losing their spot on the primary calendar. Who has the power to schedule primaries? Is it indeed the president? Here's Jason Puckett.
President Trump tweeted Friday that as long as he's president, Iowa and New Hampshire will not be moved from the primary schedule. The president's tweet comes after the much-talked-about delay in results from Iowa's Democratic caucuses. President Trump won the Republican caucus easily, with 97% of votes, but the Democrats had issues. An app malfunctioned, results were released in parts, and now 2 candidates both claim they won. Those problems prompted calls to give another state the chance to be first on the primary election calendar, and thus the president's tweet. But the real question here, does the president actually have any power over primary elections? Our sources, the U.S. Constitution, the National Conference of State Legislatures, and USA.gov. Okay, so presidential powers. There are none, at least on paper. Remember, when the Constitution was written, primaries and caucuses didn't exist because political parties didn't exist. Now that political parties do exist, the president has some power. Here's why. The decision to hold or cancel a primary event is made by each individual state and their state political parties. In Iowa, the Iowa Democratic Party votes to hold their caucuses, and the Iowa Republican Party votes to hold theirs. Since President Trump is a Republican and he's president, he is seen as the head of the Republican Party and has influence over state GOP parties. But he has no control when it comes to what state Democratic parties do because he's not a Democrat. Put simply, individual state political parties get to decide whether to hold or cancel their primaries. There is one slight exception. New Hampshire has a law that requires them to be the first primary every election year. So if a state party wanted to change New Hampshire's primary, they'd have to change state law. Got any other questions? Send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
All right, it is 12:09 right now. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the weather forecast. We have Evan Irani joining us yet again. We'll be right back.